If you like making more money and you are doing a Black Friday or Cyber Monday promotion for your brand, then you are going to love this video, because it's going to be a super simple way for you to make extra tens of thousands of dollars during this period with very minimal work on your end. That is by setting up these custom Black Friday Cyber Monday email flows, which I'm about to show you. And I'm going to be going through the whole strategy A to Z with examples for you. Black Friday Cyber Monday is the most important time of the year for e-com, and it's little optimizations like this that can make or break your period. So let's get into it. We can see an example last year for a brand that we ran these flows for. You can see the big jump in revenue. You can see attributed revenue 62% coming from email. So let's rock and roll. My name's Max. I run Wellcopy. Yada yada yada. You can check this out later if you want to. All right. So if we're talking about Black Friday Cyber Monday, we need to have like our general strategy figured out, which I've already talked about this on my channel, but this is typically the winning Black Friday Cyber Monday blueprint that we want. I have a YouTube video on this for the exact strategy. You can have it, but essentially, like, to sum it up in a few points, we want a prolonged different offer schedule. So we want to have different offers for the period. We want it to be long. We don't just want it to be 1 weekend. We want more than that. We want it to be like a 3 to 4 week, ideally like 45-day push. We want to have different offers for different periods throughout November and December to keep our audiences engaged and get as many purchases as possible. We don't just want to have a boring like 10% off throughout the whole period. That's not how we maximize our sales. We've dopamine fried customers, so we need to keep them engaged with all sorts of different offers. So that's what we like to do. We want to have early access, and we'll go over this period shortly. And then if we want to have a winning BFCM strategy, we want to be heavy on email and SMS, because ads will be expensive as shit, and your email and SMS lists are what's going to actually make you the most profit. These are people who already know, like, and trust you, and you already paid to acquire them. And to send them messaging is super duper cheap, especially email. Again, if you want more info, just check out this video on my channel. You can easily find it. But this is kind of like the phased offer structure that I was talking about. So this is like the timeline that we run with. Early access, November 13th to 24th. We want to have a similar to Black Friday offer, but a little bit less, not as valuable. We want to save that for Black Friday. Position this as exclusive, early access, and that's why people should go buy. And then push on the benefit of being early, guaranteed shipping, guaranteed stock, hit on all those points. Then we go into our best offer, which is going to be Black Friday. Best most site-wide deal, simple, clear, easy to understand. Should feel like a core event. We're going to run it from the Wednesday, so November 26th is that Wednesday, and run it through Sunday before we go into Cyber Monday, which you launch on Monday. And that we're just going to change the offer, add some sort of twist, and then run that for a couple days. Then we go to gift giving. So things like bundling, gift giving, whatever you can do, like just change your messaging. So that's the core messaging. Then we have like last chance holiday gifting, where we're going to have final shipping cutoffs, like last chance to get your order in time for the holidays. And so you have this right here. So we're going to have really strong offers during this period. And so it's important that all of our focus needs to be on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because you likely have something like 10% off as a pop-up form on your website to get people's email addresses. And you likely have some email flows set up, like the welcome flow, abandoned cart flows like that currently set up. But we can't just use these during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. We cannot have those distractions. All of our focus needs to be on our Black Friday, Cyber Monday offers. We need to optimize our whole funnel around these seasonal offers to avoid confusion and maximize conversions. We don't want to have like a 10% off pop-up form when on the website it's buy one, get one free. And also, you probably don't want to give up an extra 10% on your margins. And you also might even have a setting on your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer in the 10% off coupon on your pop-up that people can't stack those offers. People are going to be upset. So we can't have these conflicting, but the worst thing that we can do is just shut off our pop-up form and our evergreen email flows like our abandoned cart and welcome series. No, we don't want to shut those off, because we have a massive opportunity. We have so many new people coming to our website. We have so many people abandoning carts. We want to make sure that we make the most amount of money off of them, which is why we do this custom Black Friday, Cyber Monday pop-up form setup and then email flows, which I'm going to show you. We can't just have our 10% off pop-up form, but we don't want to turn off our pop-up forms. Let's talk about that a little bit. So you're about to get the most site traffic out of any other time on the year. This is a big, massive opportunity to grow your email and SMS list. And so we want to update our pop-up form, get rid of that 10% off form that you have during this period, and just have a pop-up form highlighting your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer and ask for the user's email and phone number. Obviously, the person doesn't need to opt into the pop-up form to get the deal, but many people are going to opt in, and you're going to grow your list a ton. And they're also going to convert at a higher rate, because now we have their email address, so we can send them all of our emails that we're sending for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And if they abandon a cart or they browse abandon, we're going to be able to hit them back with emails to get them to convert that we wouldn't have had if we didn't have that pop-up form. So we want to have a slightly different pop-up with updated copy for early access, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the gifting periods. And it's literally just this simple. This is a really ugly pop-up form that I threw together in like 10 seconds, but literally just have your sign-up form, Black Friday exclusive, and then whatever your offer is, whether it's 10% off, 50% off, like site-wide up to 40% off, whatever it is, just update this right here. Here's the pop-up form, and then finish signing up with text to add activate your discount. Now again, even if somebody closes out of this form on your website, they can have that offer. But now at least with this form, we can get people to sign up to our list. So we can see from last year, 32% opt-in rate, which I guarantee if you check your pop-up form opt-in rate right now, this is going to be significantly higher than that. Most of you only have a pop-up form that converts 4%. And so literally in just like 7 days during this Black Friday, Cyber Monday period, we were able to get off of 54,000 views, grew the email list 17,000 people. That is exactly why we do this. So we want to make sure during this period, we have these updated forms. So for Cyber Monday, I'm going to change the copy to Cyber Monday exclusive and then just name whatever the offer is. That's it. This little thing literally takes you minutes to set up and it's going to have a massive impact, which then sets up our custom Black Friday, Cyber Monday flow. So updating these flows, we can't just have the same flows that we have like year round for our Black Friday period. Why? Well, we want our flows to highlight our specific offers. These are the best flows or the best offers of the year. We want these flows to be quicker. We want them to snap a little bit more and get in people's face more because people's inboxes are going to be absolutely flooded with emails. Every single brand on the face of planet Earth is sending emails and they're sending multiple emails a day. So we need to hit people quick and we need to have a lot more urgency for maximum conversion, being like, hey, this offer is the best offer you're going to get year round. If you want it, you got to buy now. So we want to make sure these flows hit those points to really increase our conversion rate. So what flows do we want to update? We want to have the welcome flow, which when somebody opts into our pop-up, we just want to highlight the offer that the person signed up for, whatever it is, buy one, get one free, whatever, give a little bit of brand information. That's the welcome flow. We're going to want the site abandon flow. So this will be if somebody browsed to the website, they didn't view any products or anything. So they viewed, maybe looked at the offer, but then they left. We want to reel them back in by mentioning the abandonment and then highlight like, hey, you left, but you were checking this out. This is a really good offer, so you could check it out again and have some urgency. We're going to have the browse abandon flow. If somebody views a product, physically looks at a product page and then leaves, we want to send a couple quick emails showing exactly what they left behind with some objection handling and highlight that offer. And then we have our cart and checkout abandoned flows, which these are two separate flows, but we can use the same emails for these flows by showing exactly what the person left behind, highlight the offer and using a lot of urgency. And then post purchase, which is right when somebody buys, we want to send an immediate email to try to get them to place another order. This is the warmest that person has ever been. So we'd be surprised how many people actually buy from this if you just tell them, hey, thanks for buying. Why don't you place another order? And so we're going to talk about these one by one. So here's the strategy that we're going to use during this period. Now, some key points is we want short flows with fast time delays and very high urgency. We really don't need to have flows with like 3+ emails within them for our Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. Why? Because if you are executing your email strategy correctly, you should be sending at minimum 1 to 3 emails every single day during this period. And so we really don't need any extra flow emails because somebody's going to be receiving all those other emails from you. And so some key features, we just want to have 1 to 2 emails in length. We want to have shorter time delays, like wait 30 minutes before that first email. In the abandonments, 30 to 45 minutes, and then only hours in between the second emails. And then have your creatives for the emails outline the specific offer and have a lot of frequency. So let's go through these one by one with our examples. So this is the welcome flow. It's going to send to people who sign up to your pop-up form. That's exactly it. Essentially, they're interested in the offer and are more than likely going to be new to your brand as well. So our goal here is to let them know of the offer, give some brief education on the brand, and add urgency on the offer. So the flow is just somebody signs up to the pop-up form, just immediately send them this initial email. Which for this email, we just want to highlight the offer as high up in the email as possible with a call to action. We'll talk about that in a second. We want to have a section with product education and social proof, just in case these people are new. And then we just want to show our products. So let's look at this example right here. So with this example, we have the Black Friday version and then the Cyber Monday version. First thing that's going to stand out to you about this email is we go to the top. It's just right in somebody's face. Right when you open the email, it's just claim your Black Friday deal. Here's the offer, claim deal. Boom. That's it. Just right in somebody's face. When somebody opts in, they're here for the offer. They want to know what the offer is. They want to get the offer and they want to know how to use it. And so all we're saying is claim your Black Friday deal. Here's the offer. 2 free tubes on orders above $50, a free velvet bag, free shipping, and free winding strips on orders over $75. And a big old button right up at the top. You can see the only difference right here in this is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then it's a slightly different offer. 30% off site-wide and free winding strips, free velvet bag. Pretty much the same email, just right when our Cyber Monday period comes along, we're going to swap out this email. Then we just go into some product education. So here's like how we started. We're conquering plaque, yada, yada. Here's our social proof. Here's our secret. And go on ahead and find out for yourself with our Cyber Monday or Black Friday offer. And again, some more education, custom Black Friday, Cyber Monday call to action, and then some more like education, stats, social proof, and boom. That's it. It looks like a regular welcome email because it is. We're just highlighting the offer up at the top. This is all you need. Super easy to set up, and then just swap those out for Black Friday and then Cyber Monday. Next, that's going to take us to the site abandon flow. This flow is going to trigger when somebody goes to our website, they don't actually view any products, and they don't go any farther down the funnel. So usually that's going to be that person clicked an email, they clicked an ad, or looked you up on Google to check out what offer you had, because everybody knows that you're probably going to be running something during this period. So they're going to go to your website and check things out. So in summary, we just want to get them back to our website while we have their attention, as other brands are filling up their inbox. They're going to be receiving 50 to 100 emails, like minimum, during this time period per day. So we need to make sure that we get them back. So the email flow is we're just going to do active on site right when that person is active on site. After that, we're going to wait 45 minutes. You can do 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I wouldn't go over like 60 minutes in this time period. And then we're going to send our email one. Just one email. If you want to follow it up with a second email, you're more than welcome to. But email one, what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight the offer very clearly. Again, put it in their face, have a call to action above the fold, which is when somebody opens an email, what exactly does that person see? That's the above the fold section. We want to have a button up there. We want to address their browsing so they know that this email is targeted towards them. Then we just want to show our products or our categories. So we can see, just like the welcome flow, we're just highlighting the offer right here. The secret to perfect oral health. Claim your Black Friday deal before it's too late. And so we can see right when somebody opens the email, they can see the offer and they're reminded of how amazing it really is. And our subject line and preview text is going to talk about the abandonment as well. So maybe we say something like, hey, come back, or hey, it was good seeing you, or something like that. And then maybe some urgency on the offer, so this person knows it's about them. And then we go into this custom section where it's like, have trouble finding what you were looking for. We're here to help. Here's how we do this, yada, yada. And then we go into our product education of our different products. So based on what you're looking for, here are different products, and then some social proof, and then boom, you're all set. So the flow is highlight the offer at the top, go into like abandonment, and we're here to help, and then go into like your actual products and the education right here. These testimonials are just like an added little bonus. And that's all it is right there. Before we go into a little bit more targeted, which is the browse abandon flow. So this flow is going to trigger if somebody actually views a product page on your website, but they don't add anything to cart. These users did click on a product, which means that they had some intent. So we kind of just need to nudge them. This is higher intent than the side abandon. So we want to be a bit persuasive as well on that specific product. We want to highlight benefits, provide some social proof, and answer questions that the customer may have because they made it a little bit farther. But also it's important to note that the item they browsed may not be exactly what they want since they just looked at the product. So we want to be able to give them other options. You don't necessarily need to lay out like a ton of different products, but at least in your footer, we want to make sure we have category buttons for further shopping, which I'll show you a little bit of that in a second. But we kind of just want to show them what they left behind, nudge them, and give them some more social proof. So the email flow, once they view a product, we're going to wait 30 minutes, and then we're going to send email number one. Wait 30 minutes. Let's get them now while we have their attention. And then we'll wait 2 hours before we send the follow-up email. That's just what I found to be the best during this period. And so email one, the main content, we just want to highlight the offer super clearly right in their face, have the dynamic section as high up in the email as possible, and then add some social proof or education. So what do I mean by the dynamic section? So this is going to be the dynamic section block, which we use Klaviyo as our email sending provider for most of our clients. So right here is just way high up in the email. We're going to show exactly what that person was looking at. So whatever they were looking at, we're going to put it right in their face. Why? Because that's going to capture their attention. They're going to know this isn't just a blast that's being sent to everybody. It is custom to them. So we want to make sure that we have this section way high up in the email. But then the other part, we have the Black Friday offer. We're just putting it right in their face, have some urgency. Hey, Black Friday offer is about to expire. Cyber Monday offer is about to expire. Here's the offer, everything you get. Here's the dynamic section. Boom, keep shopping. Super simple, super easy. And then we go into just some education really quick right here with education, social proof, 99.7% reported zero plaque and gum bleeding in as little as 4 weeks. 250% more effective at removing plaque, 190% more effective at reducing gum bleeding. I found that stats work really, really well for these sorts of emails. So bottom line, we want to remind of the offer, show them this, and then give other options. And always what's very smart to do is in your footer is you want to have different options to keep shopping. So we have toothpaste and whitening so that somebody could shop like the other category if they change their mind on this specific product that they viewed. So that's something that I always recommend to do. And even for browse abandon, you can have a product section showing different products or best sellers or something. That's something you can absolutely do. It's something I wouldn't really do for cart abandon or checkout abandon because the person literally added something to cart and so they had like a lot of intent for it. But maybe for browse abandon, they were just checking out what they were looking at and they might have another product that they would want. So super simple. That's what we want to do for email one. And we follow that up with email two. This is where we're going with our first text-based email. So text-based emails are plain text emails, which look like they're coming from like a real person. And these work super duper well because they stand out. They're not some crazy like blinding graphic like all the other brands are always doing and like we're doing for most of our emails. It looks like it's coming from a real friend, which especially during this time period where there's so many emails getting sent out, this is going to have a lot more weight and it's going to stand out. It says it's coming from Hirsch from Live Fresh right here, and it has a message right here. It has like the footer coming from a real person. person. And so it holds a lot more weight to the user. You're gonna get a lot better engagement with these emails. And what's also great is they're super easy to produce. If you haven't tried one of these before, please do. They're always some of our best performers. So for these emails, we really don't want to get too complicated because the modern customer does not like to read. Yes, these text-based emails work really well, but if you just shove a ton of text in their face, then they're not going to read it. So we want to make it super clear. We just want to have a personal line reaching out, list out our offer, then include any other quick social proof or risk reversals that we have to try to get them to convert. You can see this right here. Forgetting something is the subject line. We take the person's first name. You can use, so we say, hey Max, I just want to check in since we noticed you checked out one of our best sellers and haven't taken advantage of your exclusive Black Friday offer. So personal line reaching out, we bold the Black Friday offer. We say this offer in our stock is about to expire and I wouldn't want you to miss it. Here's the offer. Just bolded right here and then shop now. It's that simple. We're not trying to waste any space here. We're showing the person what it is and letting them shop. Now, if somebody needs a little bit more convincing, then we say all of our products are clinically proven and verified by these research studies and 150,000 users. All of our products also come with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Just have like another line that's a little bit personal right here. We look forward to helping you on your journey to perfect oral health. And then boom, we're all set. The same exact email right here, except we're changing it to Cyber Monday and then we're changing the offer. But you can steal this copy. Exactly. It works really well. So this is what I would do for that next email. And very similar, we're now going to go to our cart and check out abandoned flows. Now it's important to understand that cart and checkout abandoned flow. These are two separate flows, okay? Now a lot of brands I audit do not have one of these flows. They only use one of them and think that they're all set. But no, these are two separate flows. We have the cart abandoned and it's checkout abandoned. Go check your Klaviyo account or whatever platform you have and make sure that you have both of them because genuinely it's about 85% of brands I audit only have one of them. They're very similar and we want to save time during this period because we know you're busy. So we're going to use the same content, but we're just going to have different triggers. We're going to duplicate the flows, but change the triggers. These users are just 1 or 2 clicks away. So each email should reduce friction, provide assurance, and make buying feel super easy. This is what I mean by having 2 different flows. So we have the checkout abandoned right here. Checkout started is the trigger. And then we have cart abandoned right here where added to cart is the trigger. 2 separate flows. Most brands I audit only have checkout started because Klaviyo doesn't automatically give you a cart abandoned flow. So make sure you have 2 separate flows. You can see right here, 12.9 grand in the past 30 days and then 5.3 grand for the cart abandoned. But going back here, here's the email flow that we want to do. Once somebody adds to cart or goes to checkout, we want to wait 30 minutes. And then we send that first email. Get them while we have their attention. And then we're going to wait 2 hours and follow it up with the second email. Now this is going to be very similar to the browse abandoned flow. We just want to highlight the offer clearly, have a big button above the fold, and include a dynamic product section as high up in the email as possible. So your order is ready to ship. I like to use that line because it makes it seem super close. Like you're so close to buying, just like your order's ready to ship. Just click this button. We have a big old button right up at the top. We're going to show the person exactly what they left behind. And then we have some social proof right here and then finish up with the offer. It's really that simple, guys. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Just show them exactly what the offer is, update it for Cyber Monday. And then email number 2, again, we are going to follow it up with a text-based email, personal line reaching out, list out the offer and include some social proof. We're going to change the copy slightly just so we don't have the same as the browse abandoned and we have a little bit more urgency and a little bit more like take action now. So we say you were so close to locking your offer, but it looks like your checkout didn't go through. So just making people like seem like, oh, I pretty much already like bought this thing. So then we add this line of I wanted to personally remind you of your order and why now is the time to finish. So then we get a little bit more urgency with inventory is running low and the deal ends soon. I'd hate for you to miss out. And then just like a quick line. And yes, we offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. As a bonus, you can have a PS with some social proof right here. But you can see it's quite similar to the prior email that we had. Now I'm just updating the offer for Cyber Monday and this is perfect. We don't need to do anything more than this. And finally, for the last flow, which we want to set up, it is going to be the post-purchase flow, right when somebody places an order with you. So these people are extremely high value. They just bought from us, proving that they have money and are obviously interested in us because they just bought from us. So it's an easy opportunity to get a quick upsell and get them to place another order. We found that in order for getting immediate post-purchase messages in orders, we found that the text-based personal message works the best. So what we want to do is we want to have a text-based email, graciously thank the customer for their order, reaffirm their purchase with some social proof, remind of the offer again, and then promote either gifting for other people they know or placing another order for themselves. So for this one, we say, hey, first off, thank you. Truly, your order means the world to us. We're on a mission to reinvent oral care, and every single customer like you brings that vision to life. So we start off with graciously thanking them for their order. This really helps them feel good. And then now we go with some social proof to reaffirm the order. We can't wait for you to experience the results that are verified by 26 research studies, 40 patents, and 150,000 users. Enjoy. Now they're starting to really feel good about themselves. And then we're going to get a little bit more aggressive where we're like, okay, I know you just bought from us, but let's try to get another order out of these people. If there's any time during the year to be aggressive, it's Black Friday. And so we say, if you're already thinking of stocking more or gifting somebody else the Live Fresh experience, your exclusive offer still stands. So we just relist the the offer. We say whether it's for you or someone on the list, a great time to stay ahead of stock and get some value too. So place another order, very straight up in their face. As always, if you have any questions, you can go here, but we want to just put the offer in someone's face, and you'd be surprised how much this prints. A lot of times people were already thinking of getting multiple different things, but as they were checking out, they're like, no, I shouldn't. I'll just get the one. And sometimes this nudge like this can be the difference in them just actually being like, yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll do it. So something like this really makes a difference. And that is the full flow system. Just as a reminder, it's 1 to 2 emails in length for all of the flows: the welcome, side abandon, browse, cart and checkout. Short time delays, wait 30 minutes, 45 minutes for that first email, and only hours in between emails. And then the creatives, just make sure you're outlining the specific offer and have a lot of urgency. That is what we're doing. Happy Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That's it for this one. Thank you for checking out this video. Hit my newsletter. And if you want more help, if you want my team to set this up for you, then you can book a call in our description. We've done over $150 million in e-com sales. We'll be able to help you out. But thank you so much for watching this video. Look out for more coming soon, and I will see you in the next one.